Good afternoon, I'm Giovanni Dennis with the Midday News. A special welcome if you're joining us online at onespotmedia.com. 7 people were shot in the West Kingston Police Division Thursday evening, including 2 toddlers. In the first incident about 6:45, 3 people were shot. 1 died. The deceased has been identified as Shane Williams, otherwise called Teddy. The police say Williams was wanted for several murders and shootings. It's understood that he confronted members of the JDF stationed at the Zone of Special Operations post in Denhamtown at the intersection of Beeston and Oxford Streets, where he was shot and killed. A woman and a 1-year-old boy were also shot and injured from stray bullets. In the second incident along Little King Street, 3 more people were shot, 1 fatally. The deceased is 32-year-old vendor Chrisette Martin. It's reported that she was standing along the road when she was approached by a lone gunman who shot and killed her. Another female and a toddler were also shot. That shooting happened approximately 7:30. In another incident, a man was shot and killed off Maxfield Avenue in a community called Rome. Police have not yet released details about that incident. Police station turned pound, but is it legal? That question was hotly debated at the latest St. Thomas Municipal Corporation meeting. Sandy Williams reports.
It is a total rip-off to the people of St. Thomas.
Councillor for the MORANT Bay Division, BRYAN, describing a practice by the St. Thomas Traffic Police he claims is unfair to taxi operators, a sentiment shared by his colleagues. The illicit practice was exposed following a recent joint operation involving the police and a team from the Transport Authority, in which several public passenger vehicles were seized in YALLAHS and later taken to Kingston.
Now when I confronted the gentleman in charge and I asked him, why are they taking the cars from St. Thomas to Kingston? And why not put them in Bath or surrounding police station? He made it clear to me that Transport Authority doesn't have a hauling station up here.
If we don't have a legal pound in the parish, it simply means that the officers in the parish suffering the taxi men in the parish.
According to the councillors, the traffic police have been using the Bath station as a pound facility and collecting storage fees for vehicles they've seized. But Superintendent of Police for the parish, Alison Byfield, says St. Thomas does not have a legally operated pound and refuted the councillor's claim.
We do not have a pound at Bath Police Station. We have a fence area there that is used to secure vehicles when they are seized by the police. But we do not have a registered pound within the parish where vehicles can be taken and stored for any long period of time.
It simply means that the police officer in the parish pressuring the taxi men of the parish, pounding their vehicle in Bath. It is illegal.
These are poor people. How do you expect them to find that kind of money which was illegally done to the people of St. Thomas?
When our news team visited the police station, we were not allowed to visit the back of the compound where it is alleged the vehicles were being stored. In the meantime, this recommendation.
The municipal council should pursue that, to have a pound, a registered pound for the parish where vehicles can be stored when they are towed or they are seized.
Sandy Williams, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, Councillor for the YALLAHS Division, John Lee, is bemoaning the need for public restrooms in YALLAHS and Morant Bay. He believes because of inadequate public sanitary conveniences in the towns, there is a degree of pollution in public places. Mr. Lee pointed to a request for funds in 2016 for a public sanitary convenience project, but to date, he says, nothing has been done.
In my view, I don't see where the ministry going forward with the whole coronavirus where we are supposed to sanitize and all of that. Because when you look at a town without a public facility in terms of a bathroom, it is not accepted for 20 months a project being sent off to the ministry. Other projects was sent off and matters have been dealt with. And I can't see why you have a public facility in terms of a bathroom convenience for a town. And there is always a story. Always a story. And I'm tired of that story.
Bank of Jamaica Governor Richard Biles says he doesn't expect global commodity prices to rise any further. With that in mind, he says he doesn't anticipate any significant changes in consumer prices.
Recently announced price increases for some processed foods, driven by higher imported commodity prices and shipping costs, have been taken into account. Beyond this horizon of December of this year, our forecast for inflation is to remain within the target range of 4 to 6%. Inflation is projected to average 4.8% over the next 2 years, a forecast that anticipates that commodity, oil and grain prices will not rise much beyond current levels. We anticipate that this will directly affect domestic transport and processed food inflation.
Mr. Biles was speaking moments ago at the first monetary policy conference hosted by the newly autonomous central bank. There are calls for the Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, to be more assertive in going after people who steal electricity. Speaking at the recent municipal meeting, Mayor of Mandeville, Donovan Mitchell, said many of the illegal operations set up to steal electricity can be easily seen, but meter readers who frequent these areas fail to act.
And there are 10 illegal connections on one pole. The meters that are active is like the pole is here with the 10 illegal connections. The meter is where Councillor Oliphant is sitting. And if I can see it, there is no way your meter reader would not be able to see it and to report such.
And he is also noticing a new trend among people involved in the illicit practice.
I realize people are now even damaging our roadway to walk the electricity under the road as if they're running pipelines. That is the one we need, because that is the one we have jurisdiction over. Right, Superman? Correct? Because that's anything you're doing there is illegal. You're doing it without, you're encroaching on the public road without permission from the parish council. We can move with that one.
And it's now time for a break here on the Midday News, but please stay with us. We'll have much more when you return. Welcome back. We're continuing the news. While the public is demanding more and frequent and efficient collection from the National Solid Waste Management Authority, the agency is also urging Jamaicans to properly store their garbage. Sandy Williams reports.
Piles of garbage everywhere, including dead animals. It's the situation in communities like Royal Flat in Manchester. Residents and the business community have been criticizing the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, for infrequent garbage collection.
The garbage pile this high is out on the road. We have a supermarket right here.
Right.
So, you know, the condition is really bad.
Right.
And then, like, people just keep dumping on top of it. Truckloads of people, even when it's full to that capacity, people still dumping on it.
This prompted a tour by the NSWMA head, Audley Gordon, and his team. But Mr. Gordon had concerns of his own. He pointed to illegal dumping of garbage. Illegal sites were also observed in Avondale Mile Gully.
No, if the garbage over here wasn't bad enough, look at this. A dead goat. They dump everything. And that's why I have to call on the people. The people have to help us with this garbage business, man.
He, however, acknowledged that the NSWMA is faced with resource constraints, which has hindered its service.
I cannot give a timeline when we'll have all the reliable trucks, because we got commitment and the commitment was sincere. But then, intervening circumstances beyond our control, and that have to be shelved for the time being. So it's difficult for me as a public servant to come down here, and because I want a headline.
He's again urging citizens to be responsible in disposing their solid waste. Sandy Williams, TVJ News.